Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori Brame. Thank you for being here. If you would like and subscribe, that would super help me out. So today I want to talk about being off of Wellbutrin for 2 months, 8 weeks officially. So in case you haven't been here this whole time, I will let you know a little bit of background. I first got on antidepressants 2 years ago. It was spring of 2021 that I first got on Bupropion and Hydroxyzine. I tried Lexapro and Zoloft and neither one of them worked, and then I got on Wellbutrin and it was like the perfect fit. It made me wake up again, it made me feel good, and it really was the perfect thing for 14 months. And then I just decided to see how I was off of it, and I have been off of it for 2 months. So here are some things that I've noticed being off of it that I just wanted to share with you guys. I know a lot of people getting on it want to watch videos of people getting off of it just to know like what to expect. Like, is this going to be a forever medication? Is this going to be something that after I get on it, I am never able to get off of it again? Things like that. I really haven't had that much difficulty getting off of it. I have noticed different things that I do want to talk about, but as far as the horror stories I've heard getting off of different SSRIs, I have not experienced that with Wellbutrin. As I hope you know, it is not an SSRI, so just know that going into it, it's not that bad. So one thing I definitely have noticed is I have been sleeping so much better. Like, my nights are amazing. Like, I sleep like a rock. Sometimes I would wake up at 4 a.m. and then just kind of be up for the rest of the day. And that was annoying because, you know, of course I'd crash at like 2. But yeah, since being off of it, my sleep has been amazing. My skin has also been better off of it. I would struggle with breakouts like constantly when I was on it, and the thing is like I went on it around the same time I got the Mirena put in, which is an IUD, an intrauterine device, and so I thought it was that because that was also a side effect of that, but I still have the Mirena and I'm 2 months off of Wellbutrin and I have noticed that my skin's a lot better. I think the main thing that I want to talk about is just the things that have come up. Like, I still have psychological issues that I struggle with. You know, I think we all do. I think it's part of the human experience. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. But I am noticing things that I just never worked through. And when I was on Wellbutrin as well as other antidepressants, it was like they kind of quieted it down so I didn't have to work through them. It was like I would just kind of get on with my life and not really have to work through anything. And now that I'm not on Wellbutrin, I'm like noticing things and I'm just like, oh, that's a big issue, or like, wow, I have a really big insecurity here, or this is like a belief that isn't going well for me. And so that is a lot louder off of Wellbutrin, like the need to work through things, the need to solve issues that I have had in my brain probably this whole time. I just didn't really realize that they were there. So for me, I really think that's interesting just because it's give and take. Like, I was at the point in my life where meditation, exercise, all the things that I had been doing that had helped keep me stable for so long suddenly were not working. And I had so much noise, like so many things, that I would cry every single day. I would cry before I went into work. I would cry after work. And I never wanted to get out of bed. I had zero motivation. I had zero will to live. Like, that's textbook severe depression. And so much of it, you know, I needed to still function. I was a single mom. I had to get a new job. I was moving states. Like, there were so many things that were coming up for me that I was like, I can't just check out of my life, you know? Like, I do need to keep going. And so medication was such a good bump. It was like a really good just get you over the hump thing. And then now it's like I am in a better place. I am a lot more stable. I'm in a better job situation than I was. Like, the list goes on and on and on about like how many ways that my life has changed. But I was not able to make those changes because I was in such a severe state of depression. So medication was what I needed. Like, it really was. I don't regret the medication at all. And being off of it, there are things that I was able to ignore during that time that now I have to face. Now they're coming up to the surface where I need to work through them. I need to decide where to go on certain things, how I want to be as a person. Being on the medication allowed me to ignore those things so that I could make steps forward in my life. So it's interesting because it was like maybe I was taking a pause, like hitting a pause button on my psychological health so that I could move forward with my life. And then now it's like my life is in a place where I want it to be, and I am able to kind of take a step back, get off the medication, work through those things that I hadn't worked through before. Well, I am still an advocate for medication. I really think that it does what it's supposed to do. And, you know, I have no problem getting back on medication if I ever feel like I need it. Right now, I don't think I do. I am very aware of how beneficial it was to me, and I know that I have the right one. So I don't, you know, if I ever do have to get back on meds, I don't have to go looking for which one fits. Like, I know exactly which one works really well for me. So it's like if somebody is in a state of depression where they can't get out of bed and they can't do anything to advocate for themselves, or they can't move forward with anything because they're just so paralyzed with anxiety and depression and everything like that, I don't think all they need is a therapist or religion or things like that. Like, if you are in as severe a state as I was, I think medication is necessary. I think you need that in order to wake back up, to get back on top of life and be able to move forward. That being said, therapy, religion, meditation, you know, all the things, life coaching, absolutely invaluable, like absolutely amazing. I think you should do all of them. Like, they are amazing. They've helped me. Like, I can't say enough good things about them, but I do know that depression gets bad enough to where the only thing that can get you out of it is medication. So when I got off of Wellbutrin, I knew that it being a stimulant and me getting used to kind of having that stimulant in my life was probably going to be a big swing. So I actually got back on caffeine. I have 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day, which I love. I'm so happy to be back on caffeine. It was really rough being off of it for so long because I love coffee so much. I had decaf coffee, but it tastes like mud. You know, there's like all the ones that are like best decaf in the world. You're lying. You're fucking lying. There is no coffee like caffeinated coffee. But I am back on caffeine, and that has worked really well for me. It is like a dopamine release when you have caffeine, and so I think that has really helped me just still have that little bump during the day. It's not medication, but it is a drug that is going in my system, and it helps me psychologically. Another thing that I've been thinking about incorporating just for like the dips in mood, and I know I've talked about this here before, but I do not expect everybody to see every single movie that I've done, so I will talk about it again. I am on a lot of medications for lupus, and every last one of them has a side effect of anxiety and depression. So I'm kind of working at a deficit anyway because I have to take these medications for my health, but they do cause anxiety and depression as a side effect. And so I have noticed like a little mood dip after I take my Benlysta shot every week. And so that's something I've been thinking about getting on 5-HTP again. That worked really well for me in the past, and so I might get back on that just to see if that is something that like kind of gets me to the next level mood-wise. Again, it's just a little dip in mood that I am noticing, and not like depression or like severe anxiety or anything like that. The last thing that I'll talk about is just making sure that I'm doing something grounding every single day. Do you guys hear my cat? So I do make sure that I'm doing something grounding every day. One of those things is incorporating some kind of quiet into my day, whether that is actually having meditation, a meditation practice, or just doing some journaling, or just, you know, even on like super busy days where I don't have time to like take out any minutes for myself, just driving back from work like in silence, like just letting all of it go, like all the stimulation just kind of release back into the universe. Another thing is writing. I write fiction. I've written a novel. If I'll put the link below, you know, if anybody's just like, what? I love fiction. But you don't have to buy it. It's fine. You don't want to. But I do enjoy writing, and I am working on another book right now, and it's like just, I don't know, for me, it's like there's so much stimulation coming at me every single day. Like actually creating something is really releasing for me. Like, I don't know, that's just how I'm wired or something. And then another thing is I love listening to books. Like, it's how I used to fall asleep when I was a kid. If I can't sleep now, that's still how I'll try to fall asleep. So just making sure that I have some kind of book going, some kind of story or a podcast or something like that. It really relaxes me and allows me to rest emotionally. So that's really my update. I will probably check in again in a few months and let you guys know how it's going. If I do start the 5-HTP, I will talk about it and let you guys know, you know, what my experience is with that. But I hope you are well, and if you have any questions or experiences yourself, please let me know in the comments. I love all your comments. I really appreciate you guys being here and pitching in with all your experiences. So I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.